Hmm. Let's do this again. Oh. Roll is a bit different. I wonder what kind of randomizer this uses. Whether it internally knows the time and randomizes based on that. Yeah. I don't think anyone was on stream apart from me, but my laptop sort of went on the fritz, so... Tech issues, you know? So you can say what I was saying before, I'm gonna get Pidgeot up to about level 60 something, maybe 61, 62. Magneton up to 62. Works pretty good these days. One of these days I just getting used to this happening. Hello, Weakenbill. What about orange juice? Go fly. I'm not using this for save scumming, I'm using this for dealing with technical difficulties. But yeah, I did right state 1 just then, but... So I thought the sting's been taken out as another block anyway at this point. There's only one Tommy left. Really. And like a bunch of wild Pokemon. I think I'm not currently available. Go away, Ditto. You are not worth enough XP. Be a big deal now. Probably not getting paid enough to deal with Dittos. And slash the proper threat. Needs to either. Can't remember what actually knows Slash at this point? I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, it's only using Swift. That's a decent amount of damage. That huge stuff. 748. Yeah, that's 3400. No, wait, why don't I just use this? I'm not using this for... I've already written down stuff for J-Root, so I can just do that. Is that cat's eye the right height to rest my laptop on? Perfect. It's just the way the heat gets allocated. Why would have gaming laptops have these stands so they're not just sitting on the desk? On the desk. Like work laptops too have that, where they're in sort of a setup. But I don't have the money for that kind of expensive setup, so I grabbed a cat's eye that I found. Well, I grabbed the cat's eye earlier today on the walk back home. I didn't walk all the way. I caught the bus from P-Town, then I walked the rest of the way. P-Town's local Palmerston. Good place. A lot of family up here. Yeah, a little bit of family up here. Yeah, the reason I wasn't streaming last weekend that much, there was a cyclone that came through. I went off to my cousin's place, and I left my mic here. No, they don't need my mic for stream, but I think y'all would like me chat a bit on stream. .30 in Victoria, New South Wales. Because we don't do daylight savings up in Darwin. The half an hour time difference becomes over an hour. Stream time zones are interesting. It's like, especially in summer, well, summer for the southern states, wet season for the northern states. And that's a thing in its own thing, but yeah. So Australia has a bunch of different time zones. You got South Australia, which is I think now an hour behind here because they do daylight savings. Then you got Western Australia that's an hour and a half ahead. And then you got Brisbane that's like Queensland, it's like just half an hour behind half an hour ahead of us. And then you got friggin' Victoria's an hour and a half behind because they're half an hour behind on like geographically, and then they also observe daylight savings. We don't really need it up here. The sun's out for a good amount of time. I got a haircut this weekend. Got to like a short at the back, but then enough so I can run my hair through at the front and top. Nice place. They said I should call ahead next time though, because they weren't busy on Saturday, but if they are busy, it's better than me waiting a bunch of time. Which I wouldn't have minded doing, because I had, you know, bought a deck. I would have used the time to sleeve that deck. Might do that tonight, or watch a movie. I haven't decided yet. Down here is a bit less of a chance for us time. Oh, hi, Rhydon. They fixed Horndrill in later generations. That might actually be a bit of a threat. 860. 2550. Interesting that Solar Beam for the longest time was the ultimate grass move. Then in Gen 4 they decided just to introduce Leaf Storm and Draco. It's like Gen 3 gave it to Fire type with Overheat, and then Gen 4 decided to give it to Grass and Dragon as well. And Fighting type with Superpower. And close combat. Okay, cool. 600 to 56. Rhydon's one of those interesting ones, because a Rhydon with a proper moveset is actually very strong. But this Rhydon here isn't a Rhydon with a proper moveset. Yeah. That ball you get a bit more. Because there is work to be done. Work. Kick. Work. Is it in this attempt or the other attempt that I mentioned how much I love D&D? I've said it before, but I love tabletop RPG because it's just a bunch of mates having a good bit of a laugh, and also just collaborating together on a story. That's good. Grandpa murdered in any pre-release? Could it be a card I've never seen before? Yes, Grandpa. Also, fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a weird game in universe because, okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! To Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, 20 years in universe. Venomoth. Hey look, it's Great Moff Tarkin. Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or is it 75 5? It's 75 5. Yeah, 75 5. But in the game, like in the actual card game, 20 years, that was the difference between going from baseline Yu-Gi-Oh! To like fucking brain. A bit of a bad brain from being here a bit. It's not the heat, it's the tiredness that'll get you when you're up here. You know? But, yeah. Yeah, in 20 years, that's from 2002 to 2022. So that's Yu-Gi-Oh! With all of its mechanics and it's like current state. It's 2025. Hell, 10 years, it went from... 10 years is near the end of the Synchro era, early Xyz era, from 2002. I mean, in universe, the game moves so... The game evolves so slowly. Which is even more bonkers because it's a dedicated... You've got Kyber Corp. You'd think they'd be dedicated to releasing a bunch of new expansions, Kyber Corp and Industrial Illusions. It's because of time skip. They made Yu-Gi-Oh! GX a next-gen sequel, rather than just like a 5 years later. I can see why they did that, as sort of passing of the torch. And then they did another time skip, get to New Domino City, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D. There's like 40 years of difference from removed from the original series, yet people are still just playing with Synchro. And I think they fixed that. That's one of the things they try to fix in Arc V, where you got the Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz Dimensions having discovered their set mechanics around about the same time. But that's odd to split them like that. And the Yu-Gi-Oh anime isn't actually that good at being a realistic depiction of the game. Aside from the main characters, who play the prettiest decks. Like, this is fixed by 5Ds. And like you saying, Pro plays some proper degenerate shit. But Yugi and Kaiba, the decks only really work because they're the main character. Now, Blue Eyes is still good in its time, and it is good now because, well, Konami keep propping it up with all the things. But it's more push than Pikachu. I personally like the 5D's sort of early Xyz meta. No, not Dragon Warriors and all that, but you go WC11 over the Nexus, that kind of meta, which I might end up playing, and I think I'll move that one a bit forwards on the timeline. Play that one close to... They had the idea of playing through every Yu-Gi-Oh game, but that's absurd. Because they make those things to be yearly releases, and thus they're grindy as hell just to get anywhere. I'll play Spirit Caller. Or Dual Academy. Like Dual Academy or Spirit Caller. Dancerush is a major damage dealer, so I should know. I have one in blue version. My favourite Pokemon actually, Dancerush. Not always, but it kind of got through to be my favourite. I also like the way it's shaped. And mechanically I like it. Now, it doesn't have everything, but it has the right combination of things to make a good Pokemon. One of those Pokemon I appreciate, you know? Good old Charizard. So I've been watching Disenchantment in blocks, and it's a good show. Right? What it feels like is it feels like everything that... Ah, we're in the bottom floor. Feels like the show the showrunners wanted to make. Okay, well... You don't hit very hard. You don't... You have like no attack, so... And it has no special, its base moveset has no special attacks. It's not even like a good tank. Because good tanks are able to also dish out damage. They take a hit, and then they dish out a bunch of damage in return. Or, in Ferrothorn's case, like Toxapex in more recent generations, they're just very durable, like high defense, and they'll toxic stall ya. Toxapex just seems like a bit more of a more intended Registeel. I don't think Registeel was originally designed to be a toxic staller as its main role, but that's what it ends up getting used as. Whereas Toxapex seems to be, that's what it was designed to do. 48.5. Not how long this will take to do. I'll show you up all. Yep. Oh yeah, the reason why I got on that tangent about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that Pidgeot sounded like Blue-Eye Shining Dragon. Garmery more so, but Pidgeot a bit too. I had to check the version exclusives for Gold and Silver, but I played Gold version as a kid. That's kind of what I want to play again. I'm not gonna play both, like... Though another part of me does want to play like Gen 4 or Gen 5. Just to jump around a bit. Maybe a second Pokemon trade. Ooh, what about Mystery Dungeon? Would you guys like me playing Mystery Dungeon? I never played Mystery Dungeon all the way through. I think I'll play that, actually. After I finish this. That's an interesting conceptual game. It's sort of that kind of turn-based, semi-turn-based system like they use in Super Hot. They later on. Well, you can play as fast or as slow as you want, but the faster you play, the faster the opponents play. I'll get you to level 62. Though I'm lacking sleep, I am still feeling energized. It's partly because of coffee, partly just I have access to good music to pump me up. I'm an energy metal type guy, but also video game stuff. Like, what I've been listening to lately is Prove That Humanity Has a Soul. What's it called? Twilight of the Gods from Fire Emblem Echoes. And it kind of just... What I realised from my last trip to church was that I'm more of a humanist than a follower of any of the gods. I reject the notion that because we sin, because we're not perfect, we inherently are evil, that Christianity has. I also reject Christianity's rampant homophobia. It's inherent to the system. And I got talking with this guy, and I was being honest about the challenges I have with my faith, with the idea of Christianity. And I told him, yeah, I don't like that Christians just can't, that conservative Christians can't accept gays. And he got into this of thy enemy spiel, where I'm looking at his names, so not important who this guy is or who I'm talking about is. That's not important, that doesn't matter. But he likens being gay to stealing cars, to being a kleptomaniac who steals cars. Fuck that guy, in his opinions. Fuck that opinion, you know? Had another housemate who likened it to being an abuser. Like, no. That's not the same. It's the same with Christians because they're both sins. But no. That's... As long as everyone's okay with it, as long as people involved are okay with it, safe, sane, and consensual, and they're of age, let them fucking do what they want, you know? Like, what does their god bother us? What a couple of gays do in their own house, or even out of their own house. Like, they should have the right to be affectionate in the streets, you know? That's just two people being... That's just two people who love each other. Or even in a polycule, that's just a few more than two people loving each other. I don't fucking care. whether that's not the same lifestyle to that I lead. Okay, that's their thing. It doesn't hurt me. You know? They do that. So what do I get? This is a bit heavy though. But I need something to do and say. Like, I'm normally a bit quiet when I do these. Anyway, that's a tangent aside. Yeah. I think, and I say this, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a former Christian. Got someone who sent me a song where I'm gonna listen to it on my headphones. I'm still gonna be doing this, but I can do this and that, you know? Yeah, I do. Also, what I love about cultures and like just how humans do is that you get little expressions and sayings that kind of memes, I guess, or ideas. You kind of just transfer from people, and that's good. It's how cultures kind of mutate. Where you got the English language, and if you understand English, you kind of understand the languages of other English-speaking nations, but there are specific words. Like Australia's got Barbie, it's got Ute. Those words are Australian words that have just evolved to needed them. To my American audience, a Ute is what we call a pickup truck. Okay? It means utility vehicle, the kind that builders can use. Okay, it's been a while. There we go. I'll write state 1 again, just in case my laptop walks out. Traveler, I'm just gonna walk away from you. This is nice. This music. Yeah, I'm listening to What If by Never Obey Again. Traveler. No, I walk away from Travelers here. Because I'm not leading with a surf, so... Oh yeah, this is just the base. This is just the entrance. Hey, this section's very good. It's got all 3 levels on it. I'm outspeeding. I'm 10 levels higher, but also. Okay. Like a mammoth. Yeah, it's a bit like... I've got a bit of similarity to Mammoth. Okay. One more Pokemon to build. That's my Pidgeot. You know what? Let's go down into that lower floor. I got Lickitung, because there's Lickitung and there's also Chansey. Let's just hit absorb on this right on. Like, I don't care about it. Oh. I've got to be keeping track of this. Okay, oh cool. I missed one. 50. What's this? What is this? Beyond the black. Okay. Ah, bit of blood. I have sinus issues, so sometimes I cough up a bit of blood. Not no biggie. Ah. Yeah. You can say it was a bit too balanced to right here. Nice. Okay, for all that. We're doing this... Doing this the other way? Oh. Wait, that's this floor. This is the entry level. There's an increased rate of grass types in this bit. I missed a bit of that. Ah, here we go. Hello, Gloom. The footy clubs have different priorities with the canteens up here. They don't have hot coffee the same as Victorians do. I suppose less people being in Darwin want hot coffee. You blade this one. Oop, wrong button. The Windows key is too close to Z on this. On most computers, the Windows key is very close to Z, but... 300 to go. Give me a nice tasty grass type, please. I don't even really know. I don't really need to even have that many power points left when I take on Mewtwo with Pidgeot, because that's not Pidgeot's role. Hmm. What are we? Oh. Ah, cool, 85. Sorry, I've not been paying attention, I've been texting my brother. He's writing a story. And we're exchanging notes. So we're both DMs, so sort of exchanging world building notes is good. Hmm. I think I'll play Mystery Dungeon after this run of my Pokemon game, and then come back to like Gold, Silver, or Crystal. I do want to play both first version and third version. Second version? The first and second are kind of the same thing. Like first version and second version of a generation. So I do want to play, in that regard, Gold and Crystal versions, because there's differences. Those differences, especially clear in a Nuzlocke. Like, I don't know if they're as big as the difference between Yellow and Blue. You know, where in Yellow version you get 3 starters and there's a lot more birds. Which is interesting because, despite that, I got Charizard on my final team. Don't have Blastoise, even though that could be an option. But Blastoise is kind of in a weird place where it's mobbed by Gyarados and Starmie and even Tentacruel. And this is a generation that, hell, C-Slash even. C-Slash, you know what I mean, Kabutops. Also performs its own role as a water type, like... The water type physical attack will Surge, you know? That gives it a niche over Blastoise, where Blastoise just has high defense and attacks are kind of... Special attack is kind of lacking. Moveset is okay, but not good, but not great. Weird, because what Blastoise does, other water types just do better. Oh! I should plug in the charger. Briefly do that. Like, that's putting on charge, but given that it'd be pretty chargey on preference. to play Mystery Dungeon, because I haven't done that before. And like, base level Pokemon, the base games, they have differences. But they do also have things through them in their core mechanics. I don't think I've played Mystery Dungeons enough, so is it worth... And you know what, Mystery Dungeon? Yeah, it's a Venomoth. Up, down, down. Honestly, the interesting part about playing different Pokemon games as Nuzlocke is you get to appreciate the different allocations. And although it's a case of as long as you have enough, generally as long as you have enough strong Pokemon in games that have a decent amount of Pokemon that you can get, and when you get them is important. But also, like, as long as you have a decent amount of Pokemon to get an early enough point, you're generally okay. I mean, in Gen 5, the hardest part about the game is it's kind of that bit before you get to the city with the fourth gym, because then the game opens up a bit. You get a lot more options, but in that early game, you've really got to rely on what you draw. And that's when a Nuzlocke is truly a playing experience. Where I used to be Spanish people at cave, remember? Okay, let's get you. Okay, you're 35 away. We'll get you to level 60. And then we're going to take on Mewtwo. A weird thing about age in their culture. Certain older people are revered, but a lot of them are just stuck in a retirement home. Whereas in Eastern cultures, age is more revered. Don't know what it's like in I haven't gotten old enough to know what it's like in Australia. Those retirement homes, I'm glad that more TV shows are exposing this. Retirement homes are bad. Because even if they're not run cruelly or neglectfully, it is just sticking a bunch of old people together and just letting them stay there. I hope I never get to that stage where I'm old and sedentary. I don't think I'd allow myself to do that. But I always want to be doing stuff, even if that's stuff on the computer or walking around. Like, if it's walking around or if it's stuff on the computer, I always want to be doing stuff. I really could do a bit of a tidy. I had it in a bit more of a state of order, but then I lost my sweatbands, turns out I left them in the club rooms last training. So I'm buying 2 more pairs. I'll have 3 pairs. And I'm disorganized that I shouldn't lose 3 pairs. So I lost a whistle, so... kind of here and there. There, you're level 60 now. Let's do this. I don't need to level you up anymore, but, you know, I'll start this getting away through. I was way away from leveling up. Ooh. I'm not going to keep track of his XP, but I will let him gain a level on the way to Mewtwo. We'll slash one-shot a same level Ditto. Yeah, there we go. Only worth 500 XP, but 500's more than none if I can just one-shot. Games that you play Kabutops, and I thought, I think it's only a Gen 1 remake. Look, the Gen 1 games let you play Kabutops. Or Honest. Yeah. I think Heart Gold as well. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. You can get. I'm pretty sure you can revive a fossil in Pure City. That's in the post game. I can't remember what level you get that at. Let's look it up. Pure City. Anyway, level 61. You get one of the Eon Pokemon? Okay, so you can get in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you can get one of the fossil Pokemon, or you can get Latios or Latias. Those are the choices. Gee, I wonder what I'd pick. But one of the fossil water Pokemon in a game that has so many water Pokemon in it already, or okay, we're doing this. Mewtwo. I'm dealing with Psychic. It is strong enough to two-shot Folly. One. Don't care about that. Two. But it's good that you're using Barrier. You're wasting your turns using Barrier. Then Charizard. I'm good for kill. And that's game. Boom. And that is the end of Pokemon Yellow. Adieu.